with that like kind of framework of, how do we add dimensionality? How do we make experiences that are deeper and richer and more engaging? It's really that question, I think, really drove me, especially in the early years with Meow Wolf, because it started with, what if we made artwork, but instead of doing it all as individuals, we did it together? And to speak to the like fun and like that intrinsic sense of like, I just love this and I would do this for free, that creates a momentum and an inertia. And then, so working in a group was just like this thrilling process creatively. You have so much diversity of thought and leverage. And then over time, we started asking questions like, well, what if we didn't just work together? Like, what if we made artworks that came off the wall and surrounded you? And that was kind of the first big aha moment that I think sort of seeded Meow Wolf. Was like, right, we don't need to make things that hang on a wall or go on a pedestal. Like the room itself can be the artwork, which for us was a really radical idea. Like I didn't have a lot of reference points in my life at that point. Even telling people that I was creating immersive art installations, like their eyes would kind of cross, they'd look confused, like what does that even mean? Like it wasn't really a known thing in the like pools I was swimming in. And that curiosity of like, how do we deepen this? There's just natural questions that emerge. Like, well, okay, so if it's a room is the artwork, what does that room sound like? What does that environment feel like? How is it lit? Can I interact with it? Will it change based on my presence and choices that I make? Is there a story? Like, why is it here? How did it get here? Are there people involved in that? Who are they? What's their story? And so that kind of led us into this kind of immersive, interactive storytelling, which is this natural series of questions centered around, how do we deepen this experience? This is really fun. This is really interesting. Can we make it more complex? Can we make it more compelling? And that's really leaned me into what I'm working on now with Submersive, which is really asking a lot of those same questions. I imagine we'll have time to go deeper into that. But that's kind of the crux of it. And I think, what really guides, like, what are the kind of core lessons that guide my work today? It's like, do something that is so fun and interesting and satisfying to you that you do it for free or even pay to do it. That is so important, because all of us as artists are kind of fighting an uphill battle. Like, we have to go out into the world and say, hey, world, you want this and you don't even know it yet, but you're going to really want this enough to value it so that I can make a living and continue doing that work. And if you don't absolutely love it and you don't love working with the people that you're working with, you're going to burn out. You're going to get tired of it. It's too hard. You need that energy source in order to persevere, because it's a hard thing to do. But the flip side of that is that deep love with the work that you're doing and the people that you're doing it with. It allows you to really like dream big. And that like passion and a big vision, it creates a magnetism around what you're doing that attracts the resources that you need. And that takes time. You've got to keep going and persevere, but nothing inspires people like a beautiful vision. And that inspiration leads to funders that will invest in your work or purchase your work if you're going that route. It leads to other collaborators and other resources, things that you need to help make those dreams a reality. So for me, it's like dream big and love what you're dreaming so much. That will create a sort of energy field that will just naturally bring in the things that you need in order to fulfill it. If it's too small, it's like I think it's Terence McKenna. I was reading this quote yesterday. Terence McKenna said, "Nature loves courage and will remove roadblocks." This is me paraphrasing now his quote, but nature will remove roadblocks between you and your dream if you pursue it with total courage.